No, three. Wait, do it. Do it. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Hey guys, we just finished playing YCS Rio, and we won a play map. I finished top 32 with our original Snake Eye deck.
Very nice, very original. We're so good at intros. Oh my god, let's roll. Alright, so Snake Eye engine. I refuse to talk about this. This is solved. Is it on frame? Hope so. This, normal. Normal. The one thing, we don't play Jet Synchron. We play this card.
Shout out Paolo, shout out Hash. It's the new Snake Eye Diabelsto card. When we first read the card and put it in our group chat, Gabriel said it was shit.
That is true.
But it was actually one of the best cards of the weekend. We actually weren't testing it when we arrived here, but Paolo and Hash started testing it instead of the Jet Synchron. Because when we were playing with the Jet Synchron and the Bestial lines, you actually didn't summon the Omega or the Dispar, like not as much as the Baron and the Savage, because they're actual negates by themselves. So they look for alternatives to maybe free up the extra deck space. And this card is just so good utility wise. It lets you play through hand traps, and Snake Eye the Mirror hand traps are the correct way to beat this deck. And it gives you follow up as well, especially when you summon Popular and the Popular gets sent to wherever you put this in the zone, and it's another form of playing on the following turn.
Yeah, and because it just pushes itself up, puts a Flamberge, and you just send the Flamberge, shoot everything again. I think one of the really cool things about this card is that it makes Ash Witch better when your Ash gets interrupted. So a very common choke point, right? Like you're gonna summon Snake Eye Ash, it's gonna interact with Imperm or Veiler. If you play this card, you're able to end on the Apollo Flamberge AP board. That's really cool. It also helps to beat Ash on Snake Eye Ash to Sand if you place this with Tempo. And we're a bit fixated on this being a bad draw. It's kind of the main reason we didn't even try it. But in reality, just because you can search it off wanted means that when you draw like which wanted, you just like draw phase wanted, search this, pitch this for which, and then the pop just becomes an extender.
Yeah, it also makes the normal Ash line. You can add on Apollo Flamberge IP with a Princess Engraved. So if you really wanted to play a bit better with the Ash around the board.
Yeah, and it plays around the Ash better because the line with this as well compared to the Info Folk.
The main reason is this being a spellcaster.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, because the level 8, it gives us an end board too with Harbinger, so we don't have to play Jet. And we give extra deck space and main deck space. But yeah, that was really good. And then just hand traps. So we played 17.
Yeah.
We played 17 on 42. I think these are the all kind of standard ones. And then we played 2 Ogre this time around.
It covers like the mirror, somewhat covers the mirror. I don't think it's amazing in the mirror, but
it's playable. It's playable. We can hit Ogre, we can hit Tempo. This card actually gives it makes Ogre a bit more viable. So you can Ogre this one.
Yeah, we hate draw. I don't know. I hate draw in the mirror match.
Even against Tempo, I don't think it's like exactly great.
So yeah, we didn't decide to play in the main on the side.
Yeah, and this at least gave us. It also allows us to have Ogre as a cross-out target. In some matchups, it can become up because you're taking them out, and you might like if you have double hand trap, you wanna be able to cross out one of them. That was pretty decent for me. I played a decent amount of Rogue. I played like 2 Voiceless, and it was really good against Tempo as well. We're debating between maining this or the Bestials. I think I was hyped and went for
I think this is very good against Tempo, like clearing the field spell so their monster's still like affected.
Yeah. Even when they don't have field spells, still good because like when they try to synchro, like if you have like Princess Ogre, you can like Princess one of them, try to force an effect, and Ogre something else, and it kind of goes in. It's a metal to run this target against Tempo. Oh, spoilers.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just cross out and talents with no cash cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played cash cards for a lot of the events the last couple regionals I played. And I think they're really good, but I think a problem is that they're just a bigger engine, and there's a lot more draw becoming prevalent in the format. So I kind of just didn't want to give value to this draw. And Cross was really good in the Mirror. And at the end of the day, we thought that if we wanted to win the event, we had to be able to win the Mirror. And not having cross was probably diminishing our chances of doing that.
Yeah, completely agree.
It also negates Metal Tron, which is the best card in the game, so. That's fine. Yeah, the talent does the cross out target and you side the other ones. Because I actually think it got better when I stuck in this format. So yeah, that's 42. Side deck. You wanna talk about it?
You can talk about it.
Alright. So this card came out in Laddie, and it's a quick play spell that you target a monster in the field, and you can negate its effect, and by summoning a monster from your deck or extra deck, which has at least two of the same attack, type, and attribute. And if they share the same name, you can banish them face down, and they can't use the monster that you target with this in response. It's a very long-winded explanation to say it's forbidden challenge for body.
Yes. Yes, but the body is so important in the mirror match. The way you tend to win and outvalue them is by using the extra deck monsters, the utility of the extra. All the extra monsters are so threatening. Knowing there's like this is the Atlantis line, you automatically lose to in the battle phase, and it's very hard to stop. And we also have more space for our access code talker. So having these extra bodies really forces interruptions for the opponent.
It's also really good going first because it's basically Solemn Strike. Because if your opponent summons like a Ash, you summon this, target the Ash, you summon your Ash, you bench both face down, the Ash is negated, so it is even better because they don't have the guy in grave for like Flambergers. And it caught a lot of people off guard. One other cool thing, it has a lot of utility in random matchups.
Yeah.
I used this against Lab really well. Once I Metaltronus for Typhon, and the other time he had he had an animal on the field, and I had 5/5 damage on board, so I went to battle phase and Metaltronus for Witch to try to game. Like if that forced a Karma Cannon, but it was really good. Against Tampa, you can target Seal.
Yeah.
They can't respond with Seal because of Metaltronus effect, and you just summon Veiler or Ogre.
You can summon Celine, no?
No, not against Seal. Oh yeah, against Branded, you can summon Celine on Cartesia or Quam, which is really cool. And in the mirror, when we go second, you mainly target Apollo or IP. When you target IP, you just gain link 2, but with Apollo it's really cool because you target their Apollo, you negate it. So their Apollo's in the action monster zone, yours is gonna be here. And then you can just make Zealantis with their Apple, and now the Zealantis is calling to the Apple. So if you just threaten to enter battle phase, Zealantis is a pop 2. So a lot of times they're forced like Princess Pop does. So that's like really cool. Yeah, the card is really nice for me, like the whole day. Felt like a good edge the mirror. We kind of played this over Lullaby, I guess.
Yeah. Having more bodies gives you like dark and heat access, so it's like somewhat engine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like we're setting pretty aggressive. We are setting down on actual engine cards. We're taking bonfires out, taking witches out, because the theory is that if your side deck is take cards and cards that create bodies, you can compensate the lack of engine by having Charmer and Princess access.
Yeah.
And I think it worked out really well. And then the other gold card, Skill Drive.
Gold card for me. I played against quite a lot of Tempai, and being able to just flip this, going second. Game 2 and game 3 is just game ending. We decided in the mirror, decided to invest everything. Best card right now.
Yeah. I guess the cool thing of playing a Floodgate now is that against Tampa you get value. You get value from the Floodgate on both the games you choose and the games they choose.
Yeah.
Because if you tell them to go first, you can still put this card in because you just set this and then you won't die. Then you're gonna come back turn 4. For example, if you got heat waved. The best way of beating heat wave is just setting Floodgate. And this is really good in the mirror. I think there's an argument this card might have been better than someone did it before, and we just didn't realize because it's really cool and. It covers like some other awkward matchups like Flunder and Voiceless better than Summon Limited. So great job, Conley. Just get another Floodgate, please. Oh, you can cross out it against a Runic Stun. Because then we play it. Yeah. We played Cosmic this time around. They're kind of okay for me. Kind of wanted. We did some back row removal because we were afraid of other people playing Skill Drain.
Yeah. I used to side in against Tempai. I think game 2 and game 3 as well.
Yeah, it hits Field Spell, which is kind of the most important card. It's kind of annoying that it's a back row, so sometimes you can get punished by Lightning Storm and Feather Duster, but being able to interact with the Field Spell is cool, and respects random stun decks, because like against stun, we have so many cards we need to take out. You just need playable cards to they can come in. So yeah, Cosmic was okay-ish. Nothing to write home about. And then Trivistios, Magdruis. We had this in the main until Friday, I guess?
Yeah.
Saturday, Friday. Thursday, Friday. And they cover Branded. I'd still put them in the mirror. I still think they're nice as just bodies and extenders. Most of the matchups where cards like Nib are bad, these cards are good, so you can put them in. Yep. And then we did take cards, Change of Heart, a Mind Con, And double talents. Did you play Snatch over Metcon?
I played Snatch over Minecraft only because sometimes I prefer the battle phase. I think this Snatch falling off is pretty rare. Like it's rare that they're going to cosmic the Snatch steal, and sometimes the battle phase comes up, especially if you're getting floodgated and you just want to jam monsters on the field. So that's kind of why I played the Snatch steal.
I won't lie, I don't own a Snatch too. I couldn't be bothered to find one.
But Talents was like pretty good at same thing like Olga across like the different matchups. You can side it inverse the mirror going first and going second, siding against Tempai both games, the voiceless as well both games. So
yeah, and I think a lot of times in the mirror now people are being more cautious because they're playing around like hand trap combinations. And when people are cautious in the mirror, they tend to get punished by like strong engine plus talents. And yeah, it's really good, especially because like again, I think it's the card you side in the most overall because it comes in against everything going first and half the match is going second.
We were also very scared about the steel cards, especially if your end board is like Apollo Flamberge. Because if you're able to steal this Apollo, you can and they don't in the IP still in the spell and trap card zone. This Apollo can effectively negate the IP Masquerena. So what we started doing post side was we started chaining the Flamberge and draw phase, something the IP like we would think is. We didn't want this Apollo being taken and negating this IP. It's like a game-ending move, which I thought was important.
Yeah, one thing is like it's kind of awkward because it plays into droplets, but it plays around this, but plays into droplets. I think that was a game that I lost against Kanye because I think I did it wrong and it's never that I didn't need to. But I think that if you recognize that that's a losing condition, it's definitely like good to know. So there's a lot of nuance. Like these mirrors are like everyone's playing about the same cards, but there's a lot of like decision points. I feel like every mirror I play, there's things I could have done different.
Because also, I think there's also Dispatch that you can take, which can kind of pretty much do the same thing. You steal the Dispatch, and if the IP is still in the spell and trap zone, you can trade with it.
Exactly. Which is funny because in theory, if you were doing this, Cosmic becomes a bit better in the mirror because then you can start Cosmic AP. But we weren't sure on siding Cosmic in the mirror if people were going to do that or not. So it's a bit of chicken and egg mind tricks. It's kind of. But these were really good for me, HH Heart and Mindcon.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think some stuff we just don't even need to talk about, like this is box standard like I think all of these cards are like solved at this point. Shoutouts to Paulo that didn't play Typhon, somehow. And then because we're not playing this Pater, we had like 3 spaces, because we played Harbinger as our end board. So if you draw Ash Witch, you end on Apollo, Harbinger, Flamberge, IP.
Yep.
I didn't summon Harbinger too much. I feel like I never got to cleanly resolve combo. I summoned it under rivalry once because you can -2 Flamberge just because it's a dragon.
So the only 2 matches I lost, one in Swiss, one in Top Cut, was because I summoned this card and both my opponents evenly me. And so our end board is technically weakened to evenly. My hand wasn't the cleanest. Like I think it was like Witch Pop original. So sometimes we put Flamberge and IP both in the spell and trap zone just to prioritize this because post side I think it is decent.
There's no respect to take cards we're talking about, right?
So I'm kind of happy for the trade of just putting Flamberge and IP both in the spell and trap zone, and this can negate the Cosmic if they do have it, and you got the Apollo to negate the Ogre. I just got punished by evenly matched.
The attack redirection is actually nice now because before with Linker it was basically a non-factor, but now people can actually attack over IP and attack over SP. But with Harbinger you can just redirect. So that comes up and people don't know about it. And then we had room to play access code, which I still call training wheels, and I still have never summoned.
I actually summoned it quite a bit. I think it's really good against voiceless just to clear stuff in the main, and in the Snake Eye matchup just to clear stuff in main phase too. If maybe you have to like do an early battle phase over IP.
That's fair enough, yeah. And then we played me and Carmack played Link Spider, and you played the Rusk.
I did sim out my list like on the Friday, and then decided to play Link Spider. If I could go back, I would play the Link Spider. I think it comes up in more situations. There was a game where this came up where my opponent draw phase shifted me with Tempai, and the only card that kind of gets you out of that situation is this because if you make this and they don't shift to you, I think Tempai can actually make a really big board because they could have literally infinite monsters. But on the shifter, that's not the case. So I think that's probably the only situation where this card comes up for me. And everything else, the Link Spider comes. If I could go back, I definitely would play it.
Yeah, so I thought that people would not stand by Phase Shifter because respecting this card, especially post side, because some people are even siding this card. And Link Spider, there's one snare that is cool that when you go for the Snake Idea Bell combo, so basically you put Snake Idea Bell in the spawn trap zone with Temple, so when you get nibbed, you'd only have Snake Idea Bell. you're able to don't use Tempo to summon, use Naked Bell to summon and put Oak in the spawn trap, make Link Spider with the Nib token, and then go Link Spider with Naked Bell into SP the Nib, and then you have SP here, and you have Oak here. So you basically have like follow up and yes, the other half is SP banish, where if you don't play Link Spider, you get Nib there, you basically pass on just the Oak in the spawn trap, and the Nib is still there. So it can come up to the scenario. I didn't summon once though, but the tier is there. And yeah, that's about it. We'll have a list. Shoutouts.
Let's go to shoutouts. I definitely to Paolo, Hash, and Aaron, like who helped us with the list while we were enjoying ourselves in Rio this week.
Way too much. No, yeah, for sure, because we were about to not play Naked Bell, and I would be really pissed because I saw how good this card was. I was like, oh my god, I almost didn't play this card. I'm so dumb. So yeah, and Hash and Paolo especially kept sending us replays when we were out drinking and enjoying ourselves. In that vein, Rio for the week. Well, I guess week. You're here since Saturday. I mean, I love Brazil. I'm biased, but I think we all had a good time.
I love Brazil.
It's something else. And all the Brazilians, we went out a couple times for Thursday and Friday when we needed a bunch of stuff. People just kept giving us cards. Love all of you. Can't name everyone. I'm gonna forget you, but the real ones though.
We will be back again.
We'll be back.
We'll be back to Rio.
Maybe without a YCS. We'll be back to Rio. And Darwin
For the vibes.
And then shout outs to the disciples. Leon's proud in the background somewhere, or he's sleeping, one of the two. Brotherhood Games for sponsoring us.
And LDL Playmats for our goats.
You can check them out. You can check Leon's shop out on eBay. And yeah, that's about it. I'm happy overall. I think like me. I mean, we had like Karmic Bubble, then me, you, and Paulo basically topped with the same list.
Yeah.
I think we could have gone deeper. I felt like if my technical play was better, if it could have gone deeper.
Same. Like all the Americans have played so much with this deck. It's pretty tough to beat them technically. But I think the card choices we played was spot on. Like the way to win the barriers, hand traps, and I think once you stop them enough from making the big board, the extra hand traps don't really trade that well because they tend to end on Flamberge IP anyways if they play super safe.
Yeah.
So then the steel cards are massive swings.
And the quality of the extra hand traps you can play is so low. Like I think for example this draws so ass if you try to do it in the mirror. What card like talents change a hard mind con is like high value. It's like a 2-for-1.
And the scope.
Oh, and absolute.
Negate
gold
IP,
card.
summon IP, and then you're ready to go.
Oh, the Solomon Great matchup wasn't already for Metal Jones. But yeah, that's it. See you guys next time. Peace.